Hey guys, it's summertime, and that means that we're going to camp, and not just any camp, we're going to a sleepaway camp. That's right, we're going to check out the classic series and figure out its timeline and continuity, and I'm going to warn you right now, if you haven't seen at least the first Sleepaway Camp, it does feature one of the best twist endings of all time, so if you haven't seen it and don't want it spoiled, I need you to turn this video off. Like right now. So the first day of camp was back in 1983 with the original Sleepaway Camp. We start with Angela and Peter on a boat with their dad, and a kinda easily avoidable accident kills Dad and one of the kids. We then flash to 8 years later, and we see Angela now raised by her Aunt Martha with her cousin Ricky. Martha's clearly crazy, as you can see.
Around my finger so I wouldn't forget.
We head to camp, and these shorts tell us that it's the 1980s, and this guy refers to camp kids as fresh chicken and baldies. And people laugh at him because surely he can't be up to no good, right? Angela acts weird, and the Arawak Wall of Fame shows records up to 81, which would insinuate that this is the summer of 82, which would then place the prologue in 74, and seriously, what is up with Ronnie's outfits? Creeper Guy is the first to get killed because he somehow can't get down from a chair that he's standing on. I mean, why does he need help here? Anyway, he gets crispied, Ricky gets volatile, and one of the kids he fights gets drowned, so it's looking like Ricky's our killer, and Angela finds love. Another kid dies by bee sting, and Angela has a flashback to her dad and his gay lover. Mean Girl Meg gets slashed, and Judy gets killed by a curling iron by what appears to be Ricky in a wig. So, Ricky's our killer, right? Wait a minute. Go back. Where is that curling iron supposed to be going? Mel gets Kevin Baconed after beating Ricky, proving that he's not the killer, and it's now looking like Angela is our killer. And then we get our big reveal. Last chance, spoiler time, back out now. Angela has killed Paul, and flashbacks show that Angela died in a boating accident, and Martha raised Peter as a little girl, turning him into Angela. We get the famous shot of the naked guy in an Angela mask, and Ronnie's just upset that she's not wearing short shorts. And we end on Angela's growling face. It took 5 years until we got 1988's Sleepaway Camp II, Unhappy Campers, and we open at Camp Rolling Hills, and this 40-year-old counselor with a mullet. We're told that Angela was given a sex change and is now fully a girl, and was released a few years ago. We meet Angela, played by Pamela Springsteen. Yep, the boss's sister. She starts killing right away, although this dead girl has a hard time keeping her eyes shut. Speaking of sisters, we meet Molly, played by sister of Emilio and Charlie Sheen, Renee Estevez. Angela's personality shifts, as in the first one she kills people who do her wrong, and in this one she's more of a morality killer, offing anyone that she thinks is being immoral or not wholesome. That includes dressing up as Freddy and Jason to try to scare her, which I guess is an offense punishable by death in Angela's world. She also drowns a girl in an outhouse that has leeches in it, which is pretty gross. Sean and Molly find her victims, and Angela reveals that she did 2 years of therapy and a sex change operation and has been a woman for 4 years, making this 6 years after the first film, setting us in 88. Sean loses his head, and Molly falls about 5 feet, and I guess Angela assumes she's dead, and goes back and kills everyone else at Rolling Hills. Molly's not dead and gets picked up on the road by Angela, and the movie just kind of ends. Parts 2 and 3 were filmed back-to-back, so 1 year later, in '89, Sleepaway Camp III Teenage Wasteland is released. The movie begins with Angela killing this girl in the middle of the city, and there's witnesses around, but it's all good, I guess, because Angela steals her identity and heads to Camp New Horizons, which is run by Michael J. Pollard. This news reporter tells us that this is Camp Rolling Hills, renamed after last year's murders, so we're 1 year later, in 1989. She also says that Arawak happened 7 years ago, so our timeline's secure, and it's confirmed with this sticker on the reporter's car, which says that it's 89. Discount Greg Kinnear shows up, he's a cop, and checks her fake ID. It says she was born in 72, and he says it looks like she's been through a lot in 17 years, holding the timeline solid. Oh, and he happens to be Sean's dad from the last one. Angela starts killing again, and again, no one seems too suspicious when other people just start disappearing. After killing pretty much everyone, the cop confronts her, and she just shoots him quick and easy. Our remaining teens finally get the upper hand and stab Angela, but she pops up for one last wisecrack. There was a 3-year gap until the next entry, but things got a little funny. Sleepaway Camp IV, The Survivor, was shot in 1992, but wasn't completed and released until 2012. Since it wasn't completed, it uses a ton of stock footage to fill the runtime. It starts at the finale of Part 3, and then shows a medical record dated 1993 telling of a woman named Allison, who is either a survivor of one of the massacres, or possibly Angela herself. There's tons of flashbacks, including one in which they mistake the family lineup. Aunt Martha talks about her husband leaving, and they insert a shot of Angela's dad and his lover, which I guess could be insinuating that dad was sleeping with his sister's husband. It's basically the equivalent of a sitcom clip show, except no one's locked in a refrigerator, intercut with footage of Allison in her bikini. We don't get the new footage until about an hour in, and there's some really amateur-looking stuff with Allison and an aggressive ranger and a hunter, and she kills them, and that's it. Don't watch it. It's really not even necessary. Way after 1992, but before Part 4's actual release in 2012, there was also 2008's return to Sleepaway Camp, which brought back the writer-director of the original. The opening credits give us all kinds of information. It shows a news clipping from 1975 regarding the death of Angela's dad, and there's another clipping that dates the killings of the original film as 1983, and that Peter was sentenced to jail in 84, and that cousin Ricky was charged with assault in 88. So I'm not sure if we're ignoring parts 2, 3, and 4, but the dates don't really line up. If this is just a direct sequel to the original, we can be resetting our dates, although I'm not sure why they only have the Wall of Fame up to 81 if that one was set in 83. Nobody set any records in 82? Maybe? One of the heads of Camp Manabe is a big pussy, and the town sheriff is here, and holy crap, it's Ronnie! And he still likes short shorts. Isaac Hayes is here as a chef because typecasting, and then everyone acts like lunatics. Soon, killing starts, recreating the kills of the original, and this oil death at least makes more sense as to why he can't get down. Ricky comes back with the original actor, and he says that Angela's been locked away for the last 20 years, so assuming he's talking about after her sentencing, that places this one in 2004. And if you've already seen this one, you'd think Ricky would notice something was a little off when he was talking to the sheriff. And the fact that he says he's been to visit Angela regularly since she's been in prison means that this is definitely a different continuity from parts 2 through 4. There's more shenanigans involving Alan, an odd teen who makes the little kid from the Babadook seem tolerable. Frank gets rat-caged, and these kids win the Darwin Award as they peep into a hole that someone has already jabbed a sharp stick through at them. Most of the killings aren't motivated like in the original. The killer just seems to target anyone, and when the killer is finally revealed, it's the sheriff. He removes the disguise, and it's actually Angela, played by original actress Felissa Rose. It ends with her laughing at the camera, and a post-credit scene shows her killing the sheriff in order to take his place. So there you have it. It's 4.5 movies, not really counting Part 4 as a whole movie. Continuity in the early ones is actually pretty solid. It's not until Return to Sleepaway Camp that the timeline actually gets thrown a monkey wrench. But you can kind of consider that its own thing. Just do the original one and that one as its own continuity, and then the first 4 is their own thing. But all in all, enjoyable films. Pretty bad. If you haven't seen the first Sleepaway Camp, you have to. It's a classic. It's a great film. The twist ending is brilliant, and I really enjoyed it. It's just a fun bit of bad horror, fun slasher stuff. It's awesome. Well, that's about it for this week's video. I would like to actually thank my buddy Jazz for popping me up with this awesome Camp Arawak t-shirt. You can actually buy this t-shirt plus a lot of others at this site right here. He does cult movies, cult TV shows. Basically, if there's a fake company that's in a movie or a TV show, he pretty much makes a t-shirt for them so it looks like it's a real deal. And I think this one turned out pretty well. So go buy a t-shirt, and then in the meantime, go check out my Patreon page and kick some money over this way as well too. Let's get some more of these videos made. I want to thank all the people that are currently helping me out on Patreon, and I want to thank you for watching these videos and also liking, subscribing, and doing all that good stuff. And then I'll see you in another couple weeks for another great video. Thanks, guys.